Hi everyone, Matthew here at AAWeatherWatch, taking a look at the weather through the rest of the working week, obviously through the rest of the day, taking a quick look at today's weather, but also then through the rest of the coming week, through to Friday the 9th of June. And unfortunately the weather will be particularly unsettled in the days ahead. The weather patterns are particularly unsummer-like. There is areas of low pressure dominant, and these are in evidence on satellite imagery at the moment. One area of low pressure is bringing some particularly windy conditions across much of the British Isles at the moment. This is in association with this region of cloud here, the low pressure currently crossing England and Wales. Ireland is just to the west of this area of low pressure. So yes, there is some brighter sunny spells out there at the moment, but equally there is some frequent scattered locally heavy showers being blown down from the northwest on a fresher, strong northwesterly wind, which is, for the time of year, quite unusual. There's a little window of better weather just to the west of the country within this region here, and this essentially is an improving scenario through the end of Tuesday and into the overnight period, with many areas becoming dry tonight. However, as you can see in the North Atlantic, there is a more marked region of cloud on satellite imagery, and that is spiralling around yet another area of low pressure within this region here. And this region of cloud is another set of weather fronts which will move across the country through the course of Wednesday after a reasonable start, bringing yet further spells of rain. And once this weather system clears, there is then yet another area of low pressure, unfortunately following for the end of the week, to bring increasingly wet and windy conditions through Friday and into the start of the weekend as things stand. Taking a quick look at latest rainfall radar images, you can see the persistent rain to the east of the country in association with the area of low pressure, but across Ireland there's the scattered, moderate, locally heavy showers being blown down from the northwest just to the west of the area of low pressure. The further east you are, then there is a lot of dry weather still, with again some decent spells of sunshine, but these showers will bring some localised downpours too, perhaps even a rumble of thunder. But through towards the end of Tuesday afternoon and into Tuesday evening, many areas will become dry as these showers die away, and again leading on to then a relatively dry night tonight. So let's move on now and take a look at the all-important weather charts to put the details onto the forecasts. And a quick look again at the rest of Tuesday. There's the mixture of sunshine and showers, particularly across northern and western areas. There's the area of low pressure crossing England and Wales, and as you can see by the close proximity of these black lines, the isobars, indicating a particularly windy day for the time of year, and feeling quite cool as well. Through this evening, through the rest of the day and into the overnight period, as I've indicated, those showers do die away, and as a result a relatively dry and benign period of weather across much of the country overnight. Perhaps a few coastal showers just continuing across parts of the north and west, but otherwise through into the early hours of Wednesday it is again predominantly dry, but albeit rather breezy still. So we move through into Wednesday morning, and indeed a reasonable start to the day. This is around about 6 o'clock on Wednesday morning. Some brighter sunny spells and variable amounts of cloud, and winds will certainly be much lighter than compared with Tuesday. However, as you can see, approaching from the southwest is another weather system, and this will move northwards across many areas of the country through the course of the day. So continuing to progress through the rest of Wednesday. By the time we get to around about the middle of the day, outbreaks of rain and showers spilling into many southwestern areas of the country, along with a strengthening southwesterly wind, whereas further north and east it will still be predominantly dry. However, through the rest of Wednesday you can see those outbreaks of rain spread north and east across many areas, so by the time we get to Wednesday evening it is essentially overcast across many parts of the country, with outbreaks of rain and drizzle at times. Now, this unsettled regime will continue overnight and through into Thursday. There will be perhaps a drier and brighter interlude for a time on Wednesday evening, but otherwise the generally unsettled regime will continue. So we move through into Thursday, and low pressure just to the west of the country within this region here continues to dominate, and as a result there is a risk of further rain and showers through the course of Thursday. There is a risk potentially for some of the showers on Thursday afternoon to be very, very heavy indeed. Perhaps some heavy and thundery downpours possible across central and northern areas of the country as an area of low pressure moves in off the North Atlantic. So a very unsettled regime continues into Thursday at the moment. As we end Thursday and move through into Friday, Thursday's wet weather, it does begin to pull away, as you can see, overnight on Thursday and into the early hours of Friday. And Friday is likely to start relatively dry. So we end the working week with a little window of drier weather across the country. However, if I continue to progress through Friday, again, reasonably dry start to the day with some bright or sunny intervals and variable amounts of cloud, but watch to the southwest. Another weather system then approaches, and through the course of Friday afternoon and into Friday evening, so by the time we get to again roughly around about Friday evening, 6 o'clock-ish or so, to end the working week, and another weather system is approaching from the west and southwest to bring further outbreaks of wet and windy conditions. And if I progress through into the course of the weekend, it is unfortunately unsettled. An area of low pressure dominates just to the west and northwest of the country to bring an unsettled period of weather, still with showers and longer spells of rain at the moment, along with quite a windy period of weather too as we move into the weekend. So moving on and taking a look at the temperatures now through the rest of the week. The temperatures overall average at best, and certainly feeling quite cool in any wet and windy conditions, and that applies through the rest of Tuesday. Temperatures this afternoon particularly disappointing for the time of year. Highs no higher than around about 12, 13 or 14 degrees Celsius. Through into Wednesday, and temperatures do recover somewhat through the course of the day. Highs around about 14, 15 or 16 degrees. But then again, particularly in the wet and windy weather as it spreads northwards through the afternoon and into the evening, temperatures will fall away and it's feeling quite cool beneath the wet weather. A relatively mild night though on Wednesday night and through into Thursday. Temperatures on Thursday again, if anything, a little bit higher, but still only reaching the early June average of around about 15 or 16 degrees Celsius. And then we end the working week with temperatures again very, very similar. Highs around about 14 to 17 degrees at best. Not feeling too bad if you do get some sunshine, but equally in the continued unsettled weather, then it will feel quite cool. So let's finalise that in our latest weather summary, looking at the rest of the week. Wednesday the 7th, it will be a dry start to the day with some sunshine, but rain and showers spreading into southwestern areas will then spread across many areas through the rest of the day, along with some quite windy conditions too. Through into Thursday, and it will remain unsettled as low pressure continues to dominate, bringing showers and longer spells of rain. Certainly the risk of some of the showers through the afternoon potentially being heavy and thundery, with some potentially locally large rainfall totals in places. And we end the working week with a dry start to the day, but unfortunately it will become predominantly unsettled as outbreaks of rain and showers move northwards across many areas. So clearly a lot going on with the weather in the coming days as the unsettled regime continues. I'll be back with you later on in the week taking a look at the weather for the forthcoming weekend, but as things stand, unfortunately, it does look set to be a predominantly unsettled period of weather which will continue into the coming weekend.